Hello everyone, so I have a junk journaling, memory keeping process type video for you today, and I had some interest in this is a video I posted a while ago, I think, an altered used calendar, happy planner, to turn it into a junk journal, and I can put that link in the description and maybe up in the corner for if you want to see more about this. This is a former happy planner that I wasn't using and wanted to use, so I turned it into kind of a junk journal. I had this cover for it too, which is super handy for travel journaling, or you know, even just couch journaling where you don't want to have all the stash or go get everything. So it has these little pockets where you can tuck some things that you're planning to use in, has a spot for a pen and more here, and I have a couple things tucked in there. Oh, and it's a sticker book too. But today I'm going to work on just this spread of 2 pages, and the other handy thing about the happy journal, at least, is I can take these out and just work on the pages. So I'm going to have these 2 right here, and I think I'll zoom in some, and I have some pieces of ephemera and things, and we'll get to it. I am notorious for, especially when zoomed in, accidentally moving out of frame, so I'm going to try a little bit of poster putty in the corner to keep these from, you know, traveling off screen. And let's see, I am also, these tore when I was taking off the original index tabs. So I have this handy dandy tool here by EK Success. It's a, what is it? Is it tab punch? I'm not sure if that's what it's called, but it cuts out whatever paper you want in this fashion, and it's a little bit larger. So for this side, I picked some scrap paper from an old smash book and punched it out, and actually I'll go ahead and do that now, and it'll cover that up. The thing I wanted to consider, I don't know why I said that so weird, up, is what's on the other side. So now that I've puttied them down, this side has, you know, a lot of flowers. So that was the challenge here, was I still want it to look good on this side too. So that's why I chose those particular patterns, which you'll see, and I need some glue. Okay. There's that. So I see how it perfectly covers that up. I might have taken a little too long. My glue's drying right away. And come on, putty, hold it. So I have a new tab there that coordinates with both sides. Great. And down here, I was thinking, actually, I don't know, I might start with, I've got this scrap from an authentique, I don't know how you say it, paper, 12 by 12 scrapbook paper, and this was a quote. "It is the sweet, simple things of life which are the real ones after all." Laura Ingalls Wilder. I think I'm going to need to tear off the little hand to fit my quote on here, but waste not, want not. I'm going to hang on to that because maybe I'll put it somewhere else. And then I can fit this right here. Glue for the part that doesn't fit. And hopefully, oops. There we go. No. Hopefully that still accommodates the other things I want to put in here. So I've got some different pieces, and I've got some pictures that I printed out too, which I'll get to that in a minute. This here is a book page that I saved from a journal I made a while ago, and I gessoed it, I think, and stamped this beautiful, I think this is a penny black stamp that I've had for a long time. I love it. I love poppies. I could go in and color this later, but I think it goes really well with this page, so I'm going to use it as a tuck spot here. So actually I think I want to use maybe some tacky glue for that. I don't know where my other tacky glue is, but we'll use this one. So I'm just gluing the one side, and ooh, maybe I shouldn't have glued all the way over there because I kind of want it to overhang a bit, I think, to give myself some more room here. We'll go all the way to the bottom, and my friend, the bone folder, will help me. I suppose, I don't know if I want just maybe a little more glue up top there. I hope I don't squeeze too much out of here. Squeeze too much room out of there. Uh-oh. Okay, that looks pretty good. And then going through my stash of journal cards and things that I have printouts and from all sorts of places. This one is a printable, I do believe, and I do not remember from where. I might have just gotten it from some kind of free printable off of Pinterest, but I have a few of these. I didn't print it on a very thick cards or paper, but it's really vintage and beautiful. I just rounded the corners, and I thought I can either decorate that further later. I like how it looks here. Kind of want to get down a little lower, but I'm going to stick it in that pocket. But for now, that I made, now I think I'd like to put some of my photos that I printed out here. And I have, this is not necessary, but I have this Canon Ivy. It's so cute and tiny. I've taken it on a trip with me before, and you know, need Wi-Fi, but print it out and have extra, and I have this case that I bought separate for it. But that's how I printed out these pictures. They have an app where you can do even collage, because this, what size is this? 2x3, and they're adhesive, so you stick them on. They are pricey. I mean, I don't know. I think when I bought these, they were about 50 cents a sheet. Maybe they're $1 a sheet. I don't know. But they're pretty expensive. But I love it, and it gives a good picture quality. So I have some pictures. This is some lily of the valley that I took a picture of. I believe this was at a local botanical garden. These are going to be for the other page. And this, I have no idea, honestly. I do not know what this is. If you know what this is, please comment and let me know in the comments. But it was so beautiful. I'm going to see if I can get any closer. Okay, I think this is as close as I can get, and I keep moving out of my camera's view. But it's really cool. It was totally dried out. Some kind of pod of a plant or something. Maybe the fruit or seed of it. I gotta come down because I can't hold it there. Anyway, I just, from my artistic side, thought it was beautiful. And that's going in here. Oh, also, I probably should mention the idea or concept that I'm kind of going, a theme, yes, we'll say theme, that I sort of decided on for this little, at least this 2-page spread, but what I'm going to try to do in this little journal, and a goal of mine, is to kind of make it like a little bit of a nature journal thing. So I want to do more actual like sketching of natural things and kind of recording, kind of in the, if you are familiar with the Country Diary of an Edwardian Lady, what's her name? It's not coming to me right now, but kind of like how she cataloged her world. I'd love to do some journaling like that, nature journaling this year. And so this is, if you're not artistic, this is an approachable way to get in on the trend of nature sketching journaling, because instead of sketching, look, I'm putting photographs of actual, that's the sticker. Talk and do. Photographs of the things around me. Now this guy isn't super close to me because I'm in the Pacific Northwest on the west side of Washington, and this actually I took a picture of when I was in Yakima, which is on the east side of the Cascade Mountains in Washington State. But you know, it's still, I came across it in my travels and it's natural. So I think this is good for this page, and I can add journaling, like the fact that I don't know what this is, and I took a picture of it at a farm buying fruit in Yakima, and then the lily of the valley. I believe this might be the flower for May too, which is my birth month. And I can add some things there. I'm not ready to do that today, but Anyway, this is the idea for this book, and if you want to see more of these kind of journal process with this particular, hit the like button. Let me know in the comments, because it's a lot of work to edit this style of video, so if you want to see it, I need to know so I can prioritize it. Here is another photo. Yes, this is not the most flattering photo. This is me. So you get a look behind the veil there. And I am super happy in this photo because what's in my hand there is some jasmine that blooms in the late fallish, and it's on the route where my husband and I like to take a walk around neighborhood, and somebody has it growing and it hangs over their fence, and I love the smell of it, and I fully embrace the idea of stop and smell the roses, and I stop and smell the jasmine every time it's blooming and I pass, and oh, it's so nice. And so, yep, that's the smile. You get this is story time too, I guess. This is story time and journaling. And here is an interesting couple of photographs. This is my hand holding some wild, like it's a ground cover of strawberry, and for like 6 years it didn't fruit, and we just thought it was non-fruiting. It's in the yard, and this last year there were strawberries, and so there's the flower, the strawberry flower. And I absolutely love strawberries, illustrated photos, all of it. And then the fruit. And so they're so beautiful. I mean, and they're like God-designed complementary colors, red and green. They're just really, really beautiful. So I had to include a little picture of that. And so this, let me think here. I don't remember how I collaged. I think this photo was with this one on top. And then these other three were together, how I printed them out, if that makes sense. I put this one here. I'm always trying to put it on crooked, aren't I? But boy, it does help having the poster putty. Maybe, you know, especially with my lines here, this vinyl desktopper I have, it helps me getting it, knowing it's not straight right away, because it's not moving around. Yeah, I think I might have to use the poster putty more often to hold my stuff in place. So I'm just going to overlap a little, and I like, when I'm overlapping, to include a little bit on this side and kind of, you know, it's a little higher, but it's somewhat of a visual process, but those are together, and they look like they belong together, don't they? Because they are part of the same plant. And so if I was going to do an art sketchbook thing, I would I haven't done it yet because, man, time, but I want to sketch out the strawberries and the flower. I did do a sketch of some blackberry somewhere in one of my sketchbooks. Alright, enough of that. This is also from a book. This is actually, I think this is one of Edith Holden, is that her name? The Country Diary of an Edwardian Lady. I think this is one of her illustrations from a different book, not the Country Diary of an Edwardian Lady, but it was one that's more of like a biography of her, but it included a lot of her sketches, and I cut this out. So I think he's going to go on here somewhere, a little squirrel. And I have no idea where this was from a paper pack, ephemera, but I thought it looks great with all this, and I was going to use it as like a belly band / adornment. I think I want to add some ink to it though. Just a little, like there is white in here, but I'm going with this distressed vintage look, so maybe I hope this works. Yeah, I think I'm going to add just a little to the edges. Signature vintage move here. Okay, that looks great. And we'll grab a little more tacky glue and just tack down the bottom and the top so that I can still use it to tuck something else in. If I find any ephemera, or maybe I just want to journal more about this, I can stick a little note in there. Alright, should we demonstrate? Let's show you. Now, obviously, well, this would fit there too, so little note thing. Alright, you go back over here. and it covers up, but you know, totally interactive. The squirrel, maybe I'm not ready for it. We do need to cover this up. So I did punch out another scrap. This one doesn't go as well with the other side, but it goes. Oops. Gotta lift this up a bit. Good thing I didn't glue that all the way down. Maybe I should have done this guy before. Oh, that's super cute! You want to see what's on the other side? Let me pull this up real quick. So it doesn't perfectly match the other side because it's black, but I thought it was good enough. Good enough for me. Alright, the other thing I pulled aside is, you remember the recent Your Creative Studio box I unboxed? I think this was, well, I don't know, it might have been December. Sadly, they are totally changing things around, and I don't know what's going to happen. I was subscribed through January, but they're not coming out with the January box. They're changing things. So they've offered me credit or a refund, but I had some more questions, so that's to be continued. But look at this. Isn't this cute? Now I just have to decide what ink color. Do you think black? There's not a lot of black. There's some black right here. That's not even quite black, so I kind of think maybe I shouldn't stamp it in black. But my vintage photo might not show up as well. I think maybe some, what do you call it, oxide ink. I have gathered some gathered twigs, haha, pun there, ink. I'm gonna grab a scrap because I want to see, test it out beforehand. Smack, 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 smack. I have 2 browns in oxide ink. That's pretty. Okay, I think I like that. This stamp, I love this stamp. It's beautiful. It says, "Sorrow is hushed into peace in my heart like the evening among the silent trees." Little poem there. But, you know, it goes with the whole natural theme. So let's ink it up again and hope that we get just as good of an impression for the real deal. There's a little bit more layer here, but I'm gonna try it. Where do I want it? How about right here? That's the thing with the wood mount rubber stamps. They do a good job stamping. They're nice, but they take up so much space to store. That is the problem with them. All right, look at that. Oh, I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, now we have to find a home for Mr. Squirrel. Mon petit écureuil. I think he could go right there, but I think I want to trim him down a little bit. Do I want these edges to be straight? Maybe. I have my handy dandy mini cutter, which is great for videos, and it's great for when you don't want to, if you're like me and the desk is, and it doesn't always, this is a vintage book. I'm gonna round the corners anyway, so that's probably okay. But if you're like me and you sort of spread out when you're creating, a tiny cutter is handy, because I kind of have to like precariously stack things and hope nothing is ruined in the process if I pull out the bigger cutter. It might be, I use this so much, it might be time for a blade refresh. But I love that little thing. It's right near me. And if you watched my, what was it, my last video? My, what's this called? Crocodile died, but I bought a very expensive replacement. But it is one of those things where it's an investment because I use this all the time. And that thing was 15 plus years old before it completely died on me, so I did buy a new one. I just did that whole rounding without even thinking about it because I was talking. And I kind of wish I'd left 2 corners without the round, but I think I'm going to leave it. Now the other option though is I could fussy cut him out. You can't undo it once you do it, so what do you think? If you're yelling no, I think You're gonna be disappointed because I think I'm gonna do it. Oh boy, let's see. I am not a great fussy cutter. I have shaky hands, so it's not beautiful usually. But alas, it does. Usually it looks pretty good. Okay, here we go. Let's see if I'm happy with that. I think I might prefer if I had kind of went and did all that edge cutting. I think I'd prefer my original idea, like with only 2 corners cut, but I don't know. I might have ended up this way anyway, so we'll see if that stays in the video or not. Put the little squirrel down there. Super cute. So I think that is it for this little spread. We've got a quote that I found in a book. I keep little nice quotes like that. There's some nice ones sometimes in, you know, the ephemera we get from your creative studio. Stamped image, photos, a little bit of different ephemera that I've collected. And this is just my favorite kind of journal spread, where it makes harmony between these old things. And I think it was perfect for this one that started out with scraps covering up a no longer used planner. So if you like this kind of video, this kind of process, please hit the like button for sure, and subscribe so you don't miss any more content. As always, thank you so much for supporting my channel and watching today, and have a wonderful and creative day.